Hello everyone, I am Ajit. Welcome to my channel. First of all, I would like to thank you all for giving very good response in the last video, which is trigonometry MCQ for the Term 1 CBSE board. Now in this video, I'll be sharing you all the real numbers and polynomials chapters questions. Before that, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe it. And one more thing is, when I'm explaining any problem, you just make a note of the problem and try to solve it. If you don't get the solution of, or if you are finding any challenges, then you just play the video so that you'll get the answer. So in that way you can improve your knowledge as well. So let's begin. The first question is HCF of 10 and 20 is what? That's the question. So when you get a question like this, you just find the prime factorization of 10 and 20 and then you can find which is the answer. So here HCF of 10 and 20. So the prime factorization of 10 is 2 into 5 and then 20. So 20, if you find the prime factorization, 2 tens are 20, 2 5s are 10. So for 20 it is 2 square into 5. So if you observe here, the common factors are 2 and in that lowest power is 1. So 2 into 5. The HCF is 10. So the answer is option A, which is 10. So in this way you have to find. This is a very simple problem you will get. Sometimes they will give different numbers, but you will get a question with respect to HCF and LCM. The next question is the number 2 root 2 minus root 3 whole square is what? Whether it is a rational number, an irrational number, both, or none of this. This is what we need to find. So here when you get like this, you should know that when you multiply a rational number with an irrational number, you will get an irrational number. Here a minus b whole square formula we need to apply because this is in the form a minus b whole square. So a square, if we do 2 root 2 whole square. So 2 root 2 whole square, 2 root 2 whole square plus b square, root 3 square, root 3 whole square minus 2 into a into b. This is the formula for a minus b whole square. So 2 into a into b, which is root 3. Now if you observe here, 2 square is 4, root 2 plus square root gets cancels, 3 minus 2 into 2 is 4, root 2 into root 3 is root 6. So now if you observe here, this is an irrational number because root 2 is an irrational number. So when you multiply irrational number with a rational number, you will get irrational. So this term is irrational, this is rational, this is irrational. So basically irrational number plus rational plus minus irrational, which will give us irrational number only. So the answer is irrational number only. So for this, when you get a question like this, you need to know that when you add, subtract, multiply or divide a rational number with an irrational number, the answer is irrational number. So you should make a note of that one, that is rational number and irrational number. If one is, whether you add, whether you subtract, whether you multiply or whether you divide rational number with an irrational number, the answer is irrational number only. So here also we are adding rational number with irrational number, so the answer is an irrational number. Next questions. Third question is the addition of a rational number and an irrational number is equal to what? Whether it's a rational number, irrational number, both, none of the above. So when you get a question like this, try to read every option and then answer. So here the addition of a rational number and an irrational number is equal to. So in the last question I told that when you add, subtract, multiply or divide a rational number with an irrational number, the answer will be irrational only. So here it is rational number with an irrational number, so obviously the answer is an irrational number only. So for example, rational number is 2, irrational number is 3, root 3. So if you add 2 plus root 3 is 2 plus root 3 only, so it's an irrational number. The next thing is the multiplication of two irrational numbers. Carefully observe, the multiplication of two irrational numbers is what? That means when you multiply two irrational numbers, what you get? Whether you get irrational number, rational number, maybe rational or irrational, none of the both. So here when you get question like this, you try with some examples and then you can easily conclude, or if you know what's the answer, you can write, or if you don't know, you just take few examples and then you can verify which is the answer. So here they're telling that two irrational numbers. So I will take here, let's say root 3 is an irrational number, and one more irrational number, I take root 3 only. So both are irrational numbers. So when you multiply, you will get a rational number, root 3 whole square, which will be 3, which is a rational number. So when I multiply root 3 with root 3, I am getting a number which is a rational number. So I am multiplying two irrational numbers, but the answer is rational. So let's take one more example. Let's take 3 and root 5. So now the root 3 is irrational and root 5 is also irrational, but when you multiply, you will get again irrational number. So here we got rational number, here we are getting irrational numbers. That means it depends. We cannot say whether it is exactly rational or irrational. Sometimes we get rational number and sometimes we get irrational number. So that's why we have to go for the option maybe rational or irrational. So in this way you need to answer when you get a question like this. So few examples you can take and then you can verify whether you get a rational number or not. But before that, you should know the concept of rational number and irrational number. Rational numbers are basically the numbers which we can write in the form p by q, where irrational numbers we cannot write in the form p by q. And one more thing is, if the number is terminating, then it's a rational number. If the number is non-terminating, repeating, then also it's a rational number. If the number is non-terminating and non-repeating, then only it is irrational number. Okay, now we'll solve next few questions. HCF of smallest composite number and smallest prime number is what? Whether it's 2, 4, 1 or 3. Now they have given here smallest composite number and smallest prime number. So prime numbers, you know, that is the numbers greater than 1, which the factors are only 1 and itself. Those numbers are prime numbers. And if the numbers are not prime, then it's a composite number. But 1, the number 1 is not a prime number, it is not a composite number also. That is, it is neither prime nor composite. 1. So the smallest prime number will be 2, and the smallest composite number will be 2 is a prime number, next number is 3 is also prime number, 4 next number. So 4 is not prime, that means it is a composite number. So the smallest composite number is 4 and the smallest prime number is 2. So we need to find the HCF of these two numbers basically. So the prime factors of 2 is 2 only, and for 4 it is 2 into 2. So you can easily say that the HCF of these two numbers is 2. HCF of 2 and 4 is 2. So the answer is option A, which is 2. The next question is, if LCM of 5 and 6 is 3m plus 6. LCM of 5 and 6 they have given as 3m plus 6. We need to find the value of m. What is the value of LCM? They have not given. They have just given that the LCM of 5 and 6 is 3m plus 6. So first we will find what is the LCM of 5 and 6. So LCM of 5 and 6, you can say that it is 6 into 5 is 30. So LCM of 5 and 6 is 30. So we can write as 3m plus 6 is equal to 6 into 5, 30. LCM of this is they have given as 30. So 3m plus 6 is equal to 30. 3m is equal to 30 minus 6, which is 24. Now m is equal to 24 divided by 3. 3 8s are 24. So the answer is option C, which is 8. So the same problem they might give, instead of LCM they may give HCF. So the method is same, that is, find what is the LCM of these two numbers, equate it, you will get the value of the given variable. Okay, now in this question they have given P and Q. P as a square B and Q as a square B cube. So where what are A, B, they are called prime numbers here. That is, A and B are prime numbers and P and Q are some positive integers. So basically what they have done in the question is, here they have expressed a composite number as a product of prime numbers. So this is the prime numbers, A and B are prime numbers. So if this is the case, then we need to find the LCM of P and Q. That is LCM of P and Q. So instead of numbers, they have given generally the variables. That's the only change here, but the method to find LCM remains the same. That is, P is here a square b, and Q is a square b cube here. So here LCM of P and Q is LCM. We know we write all the terms, that is a and b are there, so a and b we write both, and in that which is the highest power we will take that. So here 2 both are same, so we'll write 2 only, but in the b which is the highest one, here 1, here 3, so 3 is the highest, so we'll write 3. So a square b cube, so is the LCM of p and q. That is, the answer is option C, a square b cube. So when you get a question like this, you just, instead of the numbers they have given the variables. That's the only difference. The next question is, there exist infinite dash numbers between square root 2 and square root of 3. That means between these two numbers, square root 2 and square root of 3, both are irrational numbers here. So they're actually basically asking how many numbers or what kind of numbers exist, infinite numbers exist between two irrational numbers. So the options are rational, irrational, real, and then all of A, B, C. So when you get a question like this, you should know the concept that between any 2 points, it doesn't matter whether root 2 and root 3, between 1 and 2, there exist infinite numbers of rational numbers, infinite numbers of irrational numbers. Between 1 and 1.1, there exist infinite numbers of rational numbers and infinite numbers of irrational numbers. So between any 2 points, doesn't matter whether the numbers are rational or irrational, between any 2 numbers, there exist infinite number of rational and infinite number of irrational numbers. So if based on that concept, we can say that here the option is rational, irrational, both they have given. So real also is there. Real numbers means it's a collection of both rational and irrational. That means option A is also correct, option B is also correct, option C is also correct, because between 2 numbers, if there are infinite rational numbers and infinite rational numbers, that means basically infinite real numbers, because real numbers is a collection of both rational and irrational. So if the number is rational, then we say that it is a real number. If the number is irrational, then also it is a real number. Hence we say that the option D is the correct answer, that is all of A, B, C. That means between any 2 points, there exist infinite numbers of rational numbers, infinite numbers of irrational numbers, infinite numbers of real numbers. Now we will solve the next question. Here, if LCM of x, 10 equals 30 and HCF of x, 10 equals 5, then what is the value of x? That's what we need to find. So LCM of x and 10, basically they've given LCM and HCF of 2 numbers, and we need to find one number also they've given, which is 10. So we know the formula, that is LCM of x, 10 or LCM of any 2 numbers multiplied by HCF of the same numbers equals the product of the numbers, which is x into 10. So now LCM here is, they have given 30, so 30 into HCF is 5, which is equal to x into 10. 5 zeros are 0, 5 3 is 15, so 15 is equal to 10x. X will be equal to 150 divided by 10. So the value of x is 15. So that is one number they have given, and LCF and HCF they have given. So sometimes they will give 2 numbers and they will give HCF also. We need to find LCM. Whatever, we have to use the same formula to find the answer. That is, sometimes they will give HCF and 2 numbers, so they will ask you to find LCM. So we substitute in the same formula, we'll get the answer. So the answer is option D, which is 15. So in this way, based on this formula, many questions can be asked, but the method is simple. That is, you substitute whatever the given value is there and we find the answer. Now the next question is, 2 numbers are in the ratio. Here they have given the ratio as 5:6. So, and their LCM is 150, then we need to find the sum of the number. So first we need to find the numbers and then we need to add the numbers, so we get the answer. So first we'll find what are the numbers. Their LCM they've given, but the numbers are in the ratio. So ratio 5:6 they have given. That means we will take the numbers as, let's say the numbers as 5x and 6x, because they have given in the ratio. So we will take 5x and 6x as the numbers. Now what will be the LCM of these two? LCM of 5x and 6x, what will be the LCM? LCM will be 30x. So because 5x is equal to 5 into x, 6x is equal to 6 into x. So LCM of these two numbers is, LCM will be 6 into 5 is 30x. So 30x will be the LCM. That means 30x equals 150, because LCM they have given the value is 150. So in place of LCM I can write 150. So 30x is equal to 150. X is equal to 150 by 30. 0 0 gets cancelled. 3 1s are 3, 5 is a 15. So the value of x is 5. So if the values of x is 5, then numbers will be what? Numbers will be 5 into 5, 25. So 5x, that is 5 into 5 is 25 is one number, and then 6 into 5, 30. So 30 is one number. So we need to add the numbers because they have given the sum of the numbers. So we got the numbers basically here, that is 25 is one number and 30 is one number. There we got two numbers, and we need to add this because they have given the sum of the number. So 30 plus 25 is 55. That means the answer is option A, which is 55. So when they give in the ratio, so you have to find like this. Now next question here, the LCM of smallest composite number and the smallest odd composite number they have given, that is smallest composite number and smallest odd composite number we need to find. And then there are many composite numbers and there are many odd composite numbers also. Among that they are asking the smallest. So we know that smallest composite number is 4. So 4 is one number, and the smallest odd composite number they are asking. So 4 is obviously not odd, it's an even number. Next is 5. 5 is a prime number, we all know. Next is 6. 6 is also prime number. Sorry, 6 is a composite number, but 6 is not odd number. Here they've asked odd composite number. So 6 is even number. Next is 7. 7 is a prime number. Next 8. 8 is an even composite number. Next is 9. So 9 is not a prime number, so 9 is a composite number, and 9 is an odd composite number. The smallest odd composite number is 9. So you need to remember this, that is smallest odd composite number is 9. So we need to find the LCM of 4 and 9 basically. So 4, the factors of 4 we know, which is 2 into 2, and then 9 will be 3 into 3. So we got, it's basically 2 square. Here it is 3 square. So we need to find the LCM they've asked. So LCM of 4 and 9 will be, so we need to write all the multiples 2 and 3, and in that what is the power? That is 2 square into 3 square. So 2 square is 4 into 9, which will be equal to 36. That means the answer is option C, which is 36. So in this way we need to find the LCM. The only thing is we need to know what is a composite number basically and the smallest odd composite number, so which is 9. Next question is LCM of a number p and 1. So some number p and 1, what will be the LCM they're asking? So the factors for p will be what? P into 1 we can write, and for 1 it is 1 only. So what we can write 1 into 1. So 1. So here we can easily tell that LCM of p and 1, LCM of p and 1 will be equal to, we have to multiply p into 1, p into 1. So p into 1 is basically p only. So the answer is option B, which is p. So the same problem, it's just that you should not get confused, and once you know what the method of HCF and LCM, the same method we follow. So sometimes they give numbers, sometimes they will give variables like this, but the method to find HCF and LCM remains the same. Now we will solve the next two questions. Here if LCM of 91 and 26 is 182, then their HCF will be what? That's what we need to find. Now we have solved similar kind of problem before also, but here they have asked HCF. So LCM they have given, that is 182 of these two numbers, that is 91 and 26 will be 182. Then what will be their HCF? That's what we need to find. So we'll use the same formula, that is HCF into LCM will be equal to the product of two numbers. So LCM they have given as 182. So HCF I'll write as X, that we need to find, and LCM will be 182, which is equal to A into B. A into B is A is 91 and B is 26. So 91 and 26. We need to multiply. So 91 and 126, 91 multiplied by 26, we get 6 ones are 6, 9 6 are 54, and then here 2 ones are 2, 2 nines are 18. So 6, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, carry 1, 2. So we get 2, 3, 6, 6. That means X is equal to 2, 3, 6, 6 divided by 182. So we need to divide that. So whatever we get, that's the answer. So let's divide. So both are even numbers here. So 2 9s are 18, 2 1s are 2. And here 2 1s are 2. Again 2 1s are 2. 16, 2 8s are 16. 2 3s are 6. We got 1 1 8 3. So this is divisible by 7. So 7 1s are 7, 21, 7 3s are 21. Again here 7 1s are 7, 48. 48 means 7 5s are 35. 7 5s are 35, 7 6 are 42. 7 6 are 42. Remainder will be 6. 63 means 7 9s are 63. Now again 13 1s are 13. 13 into 13 is 169, because we know that 169 is a perfect square. So 13 1s are 13. So 13 into 13 is 169. So the answer is 13, which is option B. So in this way we need to find when they give LCM of two numbers and they ask us to find the HCF. So we use the same formula, HCF into LCM is equal to product of two numbers, and then we will find the solution. The next question now here is exponent of 5 in prime factor of 200. That is in the 200 factors, there will be a factor 5. What will be the exponent of that? That means the power of 5 that we need to find. For that it's very simple, that means we need to find the prime factorization of 200. So 200 is an even number, it is divisible by 2. We get 100, again with 2, 50, again with 2, 25. Again here it is not divisible by 2, it is not divisible by 3, 5 into 5. That means basically we can write 200 as 2 to the power 3 into 5 square. So here there is a factor 5. What is the exponent of that? That's what they've asked. That means this we need to find. What is that? The power of 5 is 2. So the answer is option C, which is 2. So in the similar kind of questions, you can instead of 200 they might ask one more number. It's just that you need to find the prime factorization and then you express like this, and then you check what is the power of the given asked exponent. So here they've asked 5 exponent. If they ask 2 exponent, the same problem, the answer will be 3. Next is similar type of question. LCM of x and 9 is 18 and HCF of x and 9 is 3. So we need to find the value of x here. So LCM and HCF they have given, we have to find the value of x. X means one number, basically. One number they have given, which is 9 already. We use the same formula, that is HCF into LCM will be equal to the product of two numbers. So HCF here is 3. 3 into LCM is 18, which will be equal to product of two numbers. One number is x and one number is 9. So x into 9. So 18, we can write x equals 3 into 18 divided by 9. So 9 ones are 9, 9 twos are 18. So 2 into 3 is 6. So the answer is option C, which is 6. So here we got the answer as 6. So 3 into 2 is 6. So the same way they can give one number and they can ask for the other number. So the next question is, if the HCF of 65 and 117 is expressible in the form 65m minus 117, then the value of m is what? So we need to find the value of m. That is, if you can express HCF of these numbers in this form, okay, that means we have to equate this with the HCF of these two. For that, first we need to find the HCF of 65 and 117. So 65, we'll find the factors first. So 65 is not divisible by 2 and 3. Then next number is 5. 5 ones are 5, 15, 5 3 is a 15. So 5 into 13 will be the factors for 65. Like that for 117. 117 is not divisible by 2 because it's not an even number. But it is divisible by 3 because 7 plus 1 plus 1, 9. 9 is divisible by 3. So 3 3s are 9. 3 3s are 9. 27. 3 9s are 27. So 39 we got. And then 39 is also divisible by 3. 3 1s are 3, 3 3s are 9. So that's it. We got the factors of 65 as 5 into 13 and 117 as 3 square into 13. So HCF will be 13. HCF will be equal to 13 here because that is the common factor, which is 13. So now we have to equate the HCF whatever we got to this number, that is 65m minus 117 equals 13. Okay, so if we shift 117 to the RHS, we get 65m equals 13 plus 117. 13 plus 117, 65m will be equal to 130, and m will be equal to 130 divided by 65, which is 2. So 65 into 2 is 130. So the answer is option B, which is 2. So in this way you have to find. So the same question here, HCF, instead of HCF they might give LCM is of the form, they might change this. For that you have to find the LCM. Here we have calculated HCF, there you have to calculate LCM, and then you have to equate to the given problem, then we'll get the value of m. Now the next two questions. The least number that is divisible by all the numbers we need to find from 1 to 5. So the least number that is divisible by all the numbers from 1 to 5. So what is that number that we need to find? So basically when they say that the least number that is divisible by all the numbers, that meaning is we need to find the LCM, because the lowest common multiple will give us the divisible by all the numbers. So we need to find here LCM, which is lowest common multiple. So from 1 to 5, so whatever the numbers are, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have to find the LCM. So 1, 2, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you see here 2, you can do it 1 L written as it is. 2 ones are 2, 3, and then 2 2s are 4, then 5. So if you multiply this, we'll get 5 into 2 is 10, 10 into 3 is 30, 30 into 2 is 60. So 60 is the answer. So which is option B. So we just took the LCM of 1 to 5, and if they give from 1 to 10, so you have to find all the numbers from 1 to 10, LCM of all those numbers. Whatever we get, that's the answer. That means the meaning is 60 is divisible by all the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is the least number. And before that, we don't have any number which divides all the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the meaning basically, and for that we need to find the LCM. The next question is we need to find the values of x and y in the given figure. There is a figure they have given, and they have given x, and x is here and y is here. We need to find what is the values of x and y. Very simple. 7 into 3. Whatever you multiply, that will be here x. The value of x is 21, because 21, the factors of 7 into 3. When you multiply 7 into 3, we get the value of x is 21. That means either the option B or C is the correct answer, because x is 21 here. So A and D is 100%. It is not the correct answer. So you can eliminate these two. In that way, you can answer multiple choice questions. So either it will be B or C. So the next is we need to find the value of y. Y is here, so we have to multiply 21. Here x value we got 21. So 21 into 4. Whatever we get, that's the value of y. So 21 into 4. So 4 ones are 4, 4 2s are 8. That means the value of y is 84. And here you see value of y is 84. So the answer is option B and not C. In this way, you need to answer when they give diagram like this. You just find from the bottom, if you go towards up, you will get the answer. You just have to multiply like this. You will get the value of x and y. Okay, let's solve the next question. Here, the HCF and LCM of two numbers are 32 3 and 264 respectively. When the first number is completely divided by 2, the quotient is 33. The other number is what they're asking. So let's write down first what they've given. HCF they've given here, which is 33, and LCM is 264. So HCF is 33, LCM is 264. That's the understanding from the first point. Now the second point, if you observe, when the first number is completely divided by 2. So first number, let's say I'll take it as x. And when it is completely divided by 2, the quotient is 33. Quotient means what? When you divide by 2, the answer that you get is 33. Completely divided means it goes exact. There will be remainder will be 0. So x by 2 will be equal to 33. That's what they're saying when they say that the first number when completely divided by 2, the quotient is 33. So we need to find the other number. First we will find what is this number x. So x will be equal to 33 into 2 is 66. So one number we got, and we know what is HCF and LCM. We can use the HCF into LCM is equal to product of two numbers, and we get the answer. So HCF is 33 multiplied by 264 will be equal to 66 into one more number. Let's take, I'll take it as y. That means y equals 33 into 264 divided by 66. So when we divide here, 33 1s are 33, 33 2s are 66 here, and then 2 1s are 2, here 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4. The answer is 132, which is option C. So sometimes they give questions like this. You just need to correctly read the question. Whatever the given question is there, try to mathematically express that. You'll get an equation like this, and then you can solve. So you need to solve questions like this, that is understand step by step, that is point by point. You write down, split it up so that you will get the answer. So this is about the question number 19. And next we'll go to the next question. Here a real number, they have given real number, and whether this real number has not written the options here. The options are whether it is terminating or not terminating, repeating, non-terminating, non-repeating, what is it. So basically by looking at the number, we will say, let's not go to the options. By looking at the number, you see here after this they have given dot dot dot. So and they have told it is has whether this number is terminating or not terminating, like that. So when you get dot dot dot, that means there is no end. If there is no end, then that number must be non-terminating, because the meaning of non-terminating is it does not end. So it is non-terminating. And then next we need to check whether it is recurring or not. If it is non-terminating, there are two possibilities. Either it is non-terminating recurring and non-terminating non-repeating. So if by looking at it, if you see here, there is none of the number it is repeating again and again, because here 001, 0001, here 401, the next will be 5 zeros and then 1. So there is no number which is repeating again and again. We are not seeing any pattern like that. So it is non-terminating, non-repeating. And you know, we call these kind of numbers as irrational numbers. So because non-terminating, non-repeating numbers are irrational. So when they give a question like that, you just identify when you see dot dot dot, that means it is a non-terminating number. And here none of the digits are repeating. If there is any digit it is repeating, like 1.010101, something like this, then we can say that it is non-terminating repeating, because here 0101 it is repeating, whereas here it is not repeating like that. So it is an example for non-terminating, non-repeating decimal expansion. So in the next question is a terminating decimal expansion of 27 by 2 to the power 4 into 5 square is what? Whether it's terminating, non-terminating, repeating, non-terminating, non-repeating, or none of the above, they've asked. So you know from the one of the theorem from the real numbers chapter that if the denominator is of the form 2 raised to m into 2 raised to n, then we can say that it is terminating decimal expansion. So we don't have to divide it. By looking at the problem, we can say that this particular problem, the answer is terminating decimal expansion. Okay, but now in the same problem, let's say instead of 27 by 2 to the power 4 into 5 square, if they have asked something like this, that is 13 by 10. Okay, so the same question, let's say 13 by 10. Now a denominator is not 2 to the power m into 5 raised to n, so it is 10, but we can write 10 as 13 by 10. 10 we can write as 2 into 5. So if we can express the denominator in the form 2 raised to m into 5 raised to n, basically the factors of 2 and 5, the multiples of 2 and 5, then we say that it is terminating. So now here when they give 13 by 10, you should not conclude immediately. You have to check whether we can express the denominator in the form like this, and then we can conclude that whatever whether it's terminating or not. So here 13 by 10, the denominator is 2 into 5, which is the factors. So from the theorem we can say that it is a terminating decimal expansions. So this kind of problems you can expect from the real numbers chapter. So we have discussed almost several types of questions in the real numbers, starting from HCF, LCM, when they give HCF and LCM, how to find the other number, terminating, not terminating, what is rational numbers, irrational numbers. So if you practice these kind of problems, then this will be more than enough to answer all the questions. Strengthen the concept and then apply the concept with the question they give, so that you will score more marks. So that's it from the real numbers chapter. So next, from the next question, we will start the polynomials chapters, multiple choice questions. Okay, let's begin questions from polynomials chapter. Before going to the questions from the syllabus wise, CBSE has given the syllabus for the term 1 examination, and the syllabus is zeros of a polynomial and the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of the polynomial. So you'll get questions from basically the zeros and the relationship only. So we'll concentrate questions and stick on to the syllabus. So before going to the question, first let's understand some of the concept, that is the zeros of a given polynomial. What is the meaning of zeros of a polynomial? So zeros of a given polynomial means it's basically the solution or the values. When you substitute in the variable, you will get 0. Let's say the polynomial as x plus 2, and if I say minus 2 is the 0 of this particular polynomial, if minus 2 is the 0 of this particular polynomial, the meaning is when you substitute minus 2 in this equation, the answer will be 0. So for what value the polynomial will be 0, that value is called zeros of the given polynomial. So there is a relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial means a polynomial which is of degree 2. And what is that relationship? The relationship is that if ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. So this is the general form of a quadratic polynomial. So here the relationship is if alpha is 1 0. So for a quadratic polynomial there will be 2 zeros. That means there will be 2 values. When you substitute, you will get 0. When you add the zeros, you will get minus b by a. So when you add the zeros, you will get minus b by a. And what is minus b and what is b and a? B is the coefficient of x and a is the coefficient of x square. And similarly, when you multiply, that is alpha into beta, that is when you multiply the 2 zeros, you will get c by a. And what is c? C is the constant term of the quadratic polynomial and a is the coefficient of x square. So if you know these two concepts, you can easily answer the questions from the polynomials chapter. So let's see the question now. Here, if alpha and beta are the zeros of the quadratic polynomial x square plus 4x plus 4, then sum of zeros is what? That means when you add the zeros, what you get? And they have not given the zeros, they have just given the symbols. Alpha and beta are the symbols, so they have given the symbols. So but we know that the sum of the zeros formula, that what is that? Alpha plus beta is the sum of the zeros, which will be equal to minus b by a. As I told earlier, b is the coefficient of x, and what is here? 4. So minus 4, minus is this minus, b is 4, divided by what is a? A is the coefficient of x square, which is 1 here. So 1. So minus 4 by 1 is minus 4, and the answer is option A. So in this way, they will give questions like this. Instead of sum of zeros, they might give product of zeros. For that, you have to find C by A. C by A is 4 by 1, which is 4. So the answer will be option D. Next, solve the next question. A quadratic polynomial with zeros or -2 and -3 is what? So they will give here that zeros they have given. We need to find a quadratic polynomial. Here they have not given the zeros. Here they have given the zeros, which are -2 is 1 0 and -3 is 1 0. Basically, when you substitute -2 in the quadratic polynomial, the value will be 0. So you can check like that also. -2 and -3 substitute in any of the equation. If you get 0, like that also you can do it. Or we have a method, that is, we will write like this. This is a general form: x square minus sum of the roots into x plus product of the roots. By using this, we can easily write the zeros. That is, x square minus alpha is -2. So -2, here beta is -3. So -2 -3 into x plus alpha beta. Alpha beta is -2 into -3. So when we solve this, we'll get easily the quadratic polynomial. That is, x square minus -2 -3 is -5. -5 into minus is +5. 5x, so plus into minus minus, minus into minus plus 6. So the quadratic polynomial is x square plus 5x plus 6, which is the option B. So if you see the option B, x square plus 5x plus 6, that means this is the formula. So you can remember this: x square minus sum of the roots into x, that is alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta. So you can easily substitute in the given polynomial, so that you will get the quadratic polynomial. In this way, by knowing the zeros, we can find the quadratic polynomial. Okay, now in the next question, if 3 is 0 of the polynomial p of x equals 3x square plus x minus 2a, then we need to find the value of a. As I said earlier, that is, here they have given 3 is 0 of a polynomial. The meaning of that is, when we substitute 3 in the given polynomial, the value of the polynomial will be 0. That is the meaning of 0 of a polynomial. So to say in simple words, the p of 3 will be equal to 0. So p of 3 means what? The value of the polynomial 3. In place of x, we need to substitute 3. So we get here 3 into 3 square plus 3 minus 2a equals 0. So here 3 square is 9. 9 into 3 is 27. So 27 plus 3 is 30. 30 minus 2a equals 0. Minus 2a equals 30. If we shift that side, minus 30. So minus minus both the sides gets cancelled. A equals 30 by 2, which is equal to 15. The value of a is 15, which is the option A. So in this way, we need to solve for whenever they give, if 2 is a 0 of the polynomial, that means it is understood that when we substitute 2 value here, the value of the polynomial will be 0. So you can easily substitute, we'll get the value of the given variable. So in this way, we need to solve if you get a question like this. Now next question is, if alpha and beta are zeros of the polynomial, this they have given the polynomial, then the value of alpha plus beta minus 3 alpha beta will be what? So if alpha and beta are the zeros of the polynomial, the sum of the values, the sum of the zeros we know. So sum of the zeros we can easily write, and here alpha beta is a product of zeros. Sum of the zeros, we know that it is minus b by a. What is b here? Minus 5. So we get here minus of minus 5 divided by 1. A means the coefficient of x square, which is 1. So minus into minus plus, we get 5. And alpha beta will be equal to c by a. The constant is 6 by a is 1. So alpha plus beta is 5, alpha beta is 6. So we can easily substitute here alpha plus beta. In place of that, we can write here, we can write as 5 minus 3 into alpha beta is 6. So 5 minus 3 into 6, 18. 5 minus 18 is minus 13. So the answer is option D, which is minus 13. So when they give alpha plus beta and alpha beta, we can easily substitute here and we find the value of that. Okay, we will solve the next questions. If 1 0 of the quadratic polynomial is x square plus 3x plus k is 2, then value of k is what? That means there will be 2 zeros. In that they have given 1 0, and what will be the value of k we need to find. Here, as I told earlier, they have given if 2 is the 0 of the given polynomial, that means p of 2 will be equal to 0. So we can easily substitute there 2, the value of 2. we will get 2 square plus 3 into 2 plus k equals 0. That means I have substituted the value of 2 in the given polynomial because 2 is the 0 of the given polynomial. So 2 square is 4 plus 3 into 2 is 6 plus k equals 0. So 6 plus 4 10 plus k equals 0. K will be equal to minus 10. So this is the value of the k. Now this is one method of finding the answer. The same question we can use the alpha plus beta, the sum of the roots and product of roots concept also to find the value of k. How is it? Let's see. Alpha plus beta equals, we know that it's minus b by a. From the question, minus b is 3, the coefficient of x, divided by a. And alpha beta is c by a, c is k by a. Now if you observe here, in the question they have given 1, 0 is 2. That means one of it 0. Either alpha or beta, we can take anything. So I'll take alpha as 2. That means 2 plus beta equals minus 3. Here 2 beta is equal to k. That means beta is k by 2. The value of beta is k by 2. So in place of beta, I can write as k by 2. So 2 plus k by 2 equals minus 3. If we take LCM here, 4 plus k equals minus 6. 2 into minus 3 is minus 6. K will be equal to minus 6 minus 4 is minus 10. So the value of k is minus 10. So in both the methods we'll get the same answer, but this is little lengthy, whereas the substituting directly p of 2 that will give you the fastest method of the answer, but both the methods are correct. So whichever you feel comfortable, the exam you can do that. But when answering multiple choice, it's better to substitute the value of 2, which will get answer very quickly. Now we'll go to the next question. If alpha and beta are the zeros of p of x is equal to x square minus 5x plus 4, then value of 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta is what? So we don't know actually what is 1 by alpha. We don't have any formula to find 1 by alpha. So what we can do is here, the one method is that you can use the concept of finding the zeros if possible. If it's not possible in all the cases, we take LCM here, that is alpha beta is the LCM here, and in the numerator we get beta plus alpha or alpha plus beta, both are same. So basically 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta is basically alpha plus beta by alpha beta. Now what is alpha plus beta? It is the sum of the roots, that is minus b by a. So minus of minus 5, which is 5, because minus b by a is the coefficient of x square, which is 1. Next is alpha beta, which is c by a. C is 4 by 1, 4. So alpha plus beta is 5 divided by alpha beta is 4. So the answer for the 28th question is 5 by 4, which is the option B. So when they give question like this, you have to think, when they give alpha and beta, try to find LCM or whatever possible, so that try to express this in terms of alpha plus and beta and alpha beta, because we know how to find alpha plus beta, sum of the roots and product of the roots, so that we'll get easily the answer. Okay, we will solve the next question now. If alpha beta are zeros of the polynomial ax square plus bx plus c, then alpha by beta, root of alpha by beta plus root of beta by alpha is equal to what? Whether it's b by ac minus b by root ac by 2, or d equals minus ac by 2. So we will try to express, by seeing this we can say that they have given in the options in terms of a, b and c, if you observe. That means we need to find the sum of the roots and product of roots, so that we'll get in terms of a, b, c. So alpha plus beta is, we know that it's minus b by a, alpha beta is c by a, because it's the general form of the quadratic formula, no need to find anything. It's minus b by a and c by a. So let's try to express this. Here root alpha by beta, this can be written as root alpha by root beta equal plus root beta divided by root alpha. Now if you take LCM here, root alpha and beta will be the LCM, that is in the denominator we get root alpha root beta, and in the numerator root alpha into root alpha is root alpha square, which will be alpha, plus root beta into root beta is root beta whole square, which will be beta. So alpha plus beta by root alpha beta we got here. So that means here alpha plus beta, we know that it's minus b by a. So minus b by a in the numerator we get, and in the denominator it is root alpha beta, or we can write this as one more step we can add, that is root alpha beta means it is root alpha beta basically. So alpha beta means what? C by a. So root of c by a. Now this can be written as here minus b by a, division we can change to multiplication. Here we have to take the reciprocal, that is we get in the numerator root a by root c. That means instead of writing root a by root c, I have written root a by root c. Now this a I can write as here minus b divided by this a, I can write as root a into root a. Okay, because here root a is there, we can cancel it, that's why, that's the reason. Do into root a by root c. So just I have changed this, that is in place of a I have written root a into root a. So here root a gets cancelled, so we get the answer as minus b divided by root a into root c means root ac. So which is the option B, minus b by root ac. So in this way you need to solve. So look, by seeing the problem we can see that in the options A, B, C are there. That means we somehow need to express in terms of alpha plus beta and alpha beta, and then we will easily get the solution. In the next question they are saying that if one zero of polynomial is reciprocal to each other, that means if one zero is 2, the other zero will be 1 by 3. If it is like that, then we need to find the value of p. So here, but what is a zero? They have not told anything about that, whether the zero of the given polynomial is 3, 4, nothing. And we cannot find the zero also, because here the p is there, we cannot find the zero also. So but with the help of the given information we try to find the value of p. What they have told here, 1 0 will be reciprocal of each other. That means if one is 2, the other will be 1 by 2. Now we know that alpha beta, that is the product of the zeros, is c by a, correct? Now here alpha into beta, alpha is what? 1 0, beta is 1 0. So but here they are reciprocal of each other. That means 1 0, if I take alpha, other 0 will be 1 by alpha. So alpha into 1 by alpha, because they are reciprocal of each other. So if you take beta as beta here, then the alpha will be 1 by beta, because they are reciprocal of each other. Now what is c by a? C is the constant term which is p here, by a is 2. Now here alpha gets cancelled. Here we get 1, that is 1 is equal to p divided by 2, or 2 is equal to p, or p is equal to 2, both are same. So the answer is option D, which is 2. So basically when they give like this, there will be questions like this where reciprocal. So when you get a question like this, you just have to write here, or they might say sometimes 1 0 is a reciprocal of the other, and they will give 1 0 also. They might give 2. So 2 as 1 0 means 2 into 1 by 2. The answer will get when it cancels 1 only, but you need to substitute and check. So in this way you need to answer when they give questions like this, that is reciprocal, 1 0 is a reciprocal of other, like that. Now we'll go to the next question. Here the zeros of the quadratic polynomial x square plus px plus p, where p is greater than 0, or here they are not telling us to find out what is the zeros of the polynomial. Instead they are given the option. If you look at the option, they are, whatever you get the zeros, whether they will be both positive, negative, they are equal, or none of the above. Now we need to first find when we add the zeros what we get, that is alpha plus beta will be equal to minus b by a, that is minus p we get, minus p by 1, which is minus b, and alpha beta will be c by a, c is p by 1. Now if you observe here carefully, when we add two numbers we are getting a negative number, and when we multiply those numbers we are getting a positive numbers. This happens only when both are negative, because negative into negative will be positive, and when you add this you will get minus. If you take any other possibilities, this does not hold good. Let's check also. When you take both are positive, if both are positive, then what happens is when you multiply you will get positive number, this holds good. Whereas here if you see, when you add both positive integers you will get a positive integer. So alpha plus beta will not get negative. That means this is not possible. If you take one positive and one negative, then if you multiply, you get a negative integer. Here it is a positive integer, and then this is also not possible. So the only option is minus into minus. So other option is minus plus. Again, you will get the, when you multiply my negative integer with a positive integer, you will get negative integer. This is also not possible. So the only possibility is when both are negative. So when they give question like this, first find out what is alpha plus beta and what is alpha beta. Then based on the values that you get, you can check which answer is correct. Okay, we'll solve the next questions. The number of zeros of the polynomial as shown in the graph, that is, they have given a graph here. What is the number of zeros? Not the value of the zeros. Correctly understand here, that is the number of zeros, not the value of zeros. The number of zeros we need to find. So geometrically, the meaning of zeros is the curve or the line, whatever, at how many points it has touched the x-axis. That many points is the number of zeros. Here if you observe, this is 1 point and this is 1 point. So there are 2 points where the curve touched the x-axis. So the number of zeros of this polynomial will be 2. Like this, if they give different curves, something like this, then it depends on the curve. So if they give like this, like this, like this, so we need to identify 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer is 4. The number of zeros will be 4. Now the question is, sometimes they'll give graph like this, that is like straight line like this, where it touched the origin, and what is the number of zeros they will ask. So the answer is 1. The number of zeros is 1. But students sometimes, by looking at the graph, it has touched the origin, so they think that 0 and they'll write 0. So the number of zeros is 1 there. So you should carefully observe the graph and then you have to write. So basically, geometrically, the number of zeros means the curve where it touches the x-axis. How many points it has touched the x-axis, those many will be the number of zeros. The next type of questions you might get is the zero of the polynomial. Here, x square minus x minus 72. They are asking the zeros. What are the zeros? Not the sum of the zeros, not the product of zeros. So when they give like this, you have to go for the splitting the middle term concept, and then we'll get the number of zeros. So here minus 72 is there. So minus 72 x square. That means we have to find the factor such that when we multiply we get minus 72 x square, and when we add we get minus x. So by looking at it, we can say that it is 9x and 8x, because 9 into 8 is 72, x into x square. Now we look at this sign. Here you should get minus. That means either 9 should be minus or 8 should be minus. Here 9 should be minus and 8 should be plus, because when we subtract we get minus x here. If it was plus x here, then 8x minus x, 9x. But here it is minus x, so it is minus 9x. The greater number is 9, so the sign will be negative. So we will substitute in place of minus x as minus 9x plus 8x minus 72 equals 0. If we take x common here, x minus 9 plus 8, if we take common here, 8x minus 9 equals 0. So x plus 8 into x minus 9 equals 0. X equals 8 if you shift that side, or x equals 9. X equals minus 8 here, 8 if you shift that side, or 9. So minus 8 comma 9 is the answer, which is option D. So when they ask you to find the zeros, then you have to use the concept of splitting the middle term. If you don't know the formula method, then you can find the solution. This session has been helpful for all of you. So I've tried to cover all the types of questions so that it is easy for you to appear for CBSE exam. So with the help of this, if you have understood all the concepts and if you like the video, please subscribe it and like. And if you want to give any feedback, you can just write to me. I've shared the email address in the description. And more than everything, if you feel that this session has been helpful to you, then please share to the students who are looking for it, so that together we can help them. Thank you all for watching my video.